So I am looking in this area on the 15-minute chart on NAS. We have now broken structure. We're sort of coming up, filling in this imbalance. We've taken out this liquidity. We've still got the Asian liquidity to target. The only thing that's putting me off at the moment is that we've still got 14 minutes here to close this 1 hour candle below this area here. And the last time we did break structure to the upside, and I was looking in this candle here, so this could just be a manipulation to come for this liquidity here. So it'd be interesting to see if we close above here without distributing, then more tempted to look for something down here to maybe go higher, because it makes sense structure wise for us to start making our way up into this daily area here. I would much rather a decent buy situation turn out on a counter trend. So if that there got respected, that would give me a clear signal that that might be happening if we can finish above here as well. But on the lower time frame, New York session on a Friday, we have closed below on this 15-minute. So I will look and see if I can potentially gain anything very, very short term in here. Looking at EU, this to me is quite interesting. We've closed below here on this 15-minute, but if we look on the 1 hour, we can see we reacted in here. We left this liquidity intact up here, which is still going to be a red flag, but all that tells me that any trades on a Friday are very, very short term, because first thing Monday you can guarantee price will come straight up here. So if you're getting in any sells, get out of them by the end of New York session today. If obviously structure plays its part. I mean, first things first, let's actually get up here and see what's happening first. Again, this 5 minute candle, I'd like to see something happen for a potential shorting opportunity as well. As of now, I don't know if I'm going to get into a trade or not. It is Friday. I am extra cautious on Fridays. A lot of manipulation happens. A lot of candles are going for weekly highs, weekly lows, all these different types of areas. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to wait for extra confirmations. Keeping an eye on the news today. We had the Euro news this morning with GBP news. I mean, GBP I'm not interested in it at all, because it is just very, very, very bearish. Still left some liquidity up here from yesterday's sell. We came above here, which would have gained a lot of retail traders in on here, because they would have seen the break test level. A lot of them would have got in here, and obviously they've come and taken them out. So a lot of trend line traders, which would have looked for sells as well, have obviously been taken out of the markets. But as of now, you could potentially get a sell here. The reason I would say that's more likely, just going from 1 to 3. I mean, there's no target to really achieve anything, so there's not actually, the risk reward isn't there. That this area here did grab liquidity. It did create equal highs, but it did it whilst grabbing liquidity. So there's potential it could react there, but really I'm going to wait till next week for GU. I'm going to hopefully see if we can get some higher time frame bias. We did come off and sell off at the perfect time up here yesterday, so that was a nice short opportunity. Let's see what this one's doing. See here what's happening now, 1 hour structure, because we're coming into this area now, so interesting to see if we get any 1 minute distribution really. If we come in here and there's sell off, that could give me some kind of a guidance. I mean, we've got 10 minutes to wait to find out whether we're going to close above or respect it. So we've come into this candle here, we've not quite made it up to here yet. Let's see if we get a close below here now. It would have to leave a nice amount of imbalance. for me to potentially take an entry. Yeah, that 5-minute candle's still there, could come up to here still, but we did come up to the 15-minute candle, as you can see. So let's see what I mean, this is now bullish. Obviously it's reacted from here, but it is, as you can see, pressing higher. So I mean, it is now coming up, so maybe in the next 9 minutes this 1 hour candle stays respected. If that happens and we closed above this area here, I would definitely be looking for a buying opportunity. The only thing is, it's a shame we didn't take out this Asian liquidity this morning. So every morning I always highlight where my Asian liquidity is, because I know that Asian session forms liquidity, because a lot of the time it ranges just like this, and when that happens there, we get a lot of liquidity building up on both sides. And you can see London session was the first thing it did, took out the higher part of liquidity. Now it didn't come for the lower part. Maybe this was an attempt to do that. Maybe this is the agenda still, because we are still within a bearish 50-minute counter trend. We could still be coming for this. But let's see what happens on this 1 hour chart, because it could be, you know, realistically price action down below here, as far as 5 minutes concerned, very fairly balanced. I would say it's probably got a lot of the Asian liquidity out already, albeit there will be something left over here. So, you know, all eyes are really on what's going to happen in the next 7 or so minutes. I am uncomfortable about taking a trade when the hourly is forming bearish opinions. And this 1 minute structure is still perfectly bullish. Looking into here, we have actually still respecting this 1 minute area here. So, you know, are we just coming closer into this 5 minute candle? You know, we have got liquidity building up here as well. You know, I feel like Friday is just having a big clear out of all of its liquidity, which is obviously, you know, smart money and institutions, banks, big money players. That is their agenda in the markets. But this here is, yeah, it looks good. You know, I don't know if any of you on the call now are setting sells here. Obviously, you know, going by 5 minute structure, that's something you can possibly do. I'm not. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait 6.5 minutes. You know, looking here now as well, we are making our way up into this 15-minute structure on EU. I'm just going to set an alarm inside this imbalance in case I miss anything. What's US30 doing? So yeah, we completely just, the issue with US30 I've got is that everything higher time frame at the moment is bullish here. I mean, this is obviously a bearish situation, but the daily hasn't really broken yet. If we can get a close below here, then I'll be absolutely on course for sells. 4 hour bearish, so I was looking in here, but realistically I can't, you know, I can't see us jumping back up here today on a Friday. Nothing that's gonna jump in at me there on US30. Honestly, I don't think I'm really going to set anything today. I'm not going to trade much longer. I'm not going to be on the charts much longer. But I'm just interested now. It's one of them. I want to see what happens. 5 minutes. See if we close below here. If we close below here, then you probably back the sells a bit more. But obviously, we'll have to break all of this structure that we started to create as well. We have now, you know, even now, I don't know if we have got a close above. So marginal. I don't think we have. I wouldn't count it, but you know, 1 minute is still bullish. We could come into this candle here and then make our way up even higher. So we're in that candle now. Obviously, if we close below here, then potentially enough something, but then there's a lot of shite going on over here. So again, I'm not too interested when price action looks like this. When it looks like this here, like this big old candle came down, would have left some imbalance in here, then that would be an entry to that I'd be interested in. But there's something happening here with all these candles, these small doji candles, are just opinions being formed by retail traders with not a lot of volume. I'm really not interested in getting involved in any of that fluff, because I feel like it could just take it out any moment. You know, we could easily come into this imbalance and push higher. Really have to wait and see. I mean, we've got 3-4 minutes now, so we'll see what it does. EU has come into the 15-minute area here. Looks like we're about to start a bullish trend, so you know, realistically maybe a mini little 4 pips. You know, there is an R&R there to get in the trade, but again, not really something I'd be interested in. You could potentially have a little scalp in there though. We'll see what it does. I would like it to come up to here, distribute and sell off. We're in a daily area. We're now in a 4-hour area. Let's not discount the possibility as well that we could take out this, come for this. So next week I would love for us to carry on in our bearish form, but actually take price. So the wick on the first day of the week is coming up here, and then the rest of the week, you know, looks a bit like that. So if we get the weekly candles, we can kind of see what it's done. It's come down here and up. I'd like it to come up to here and you make its way lower, essentially. That'd be a really, really nice price action, if obviously it can happen. 2 minutes, and now we're just kind of hanging around in this area. Not a lot interesting about that. US 30 is falling, GU falling from 15-minute structure. EU is now deciding to fall. I mean, that's really fallen off now, so potentially, because with 5-minute structure we've dipped into the imbalance here, looks like we're not going to come back for this here, so we could, if we close in the next minute, could be looking in there for a possible redistribution. If that happens, then there's a lot of potential that we can do that. And that would make sense because we have come up here and down. You know, this area filled in some imbalance. It just didn't come for the top part of the imbalance, so it's going to leave this candle quite exposed. So I would be looking in here on 5-minute, but I wouldn't jump straight in. I wouldn't do this, for example. I would not do this because there's every chance we can come up. I think on a lower time frame there's a high probability that we'll do this. If we do that, then I might look to get in there, but what we also could do is that. So, you know, I'm really not going to be jumping in on these entries just yet. So, you know, the 5-minute candle is now closed, so you know, let's bring the slide down here just in case we decide to get in there. Let's check what Nasdaq did. Don't know myself. So we are still in the 5-minute bearish end. We did not close. I mean, that's just, so we can see there we respected it. So 1 hour price structure has been respected. Very, very minuscule though. In all honesty, if we can close above here now, I would be interested in looking and seeing what happens, because 1 hour structures is pushing higher. I mean, look at this now. We are suddenly starting to push a little bit higher. We can see this structure here. Maybe we close above here. That's 15-minute structure. breaking its way there. So we are completely disrespecting this candle. We're in the 5-minute candle that we set up, that we set about. That's 15-minute area. So it looks good. I mean, we could still, obviously, you know, this could distribute, but you'd want it to now close, but I wouldn't go in on a 1-minute break. I mean, technically the 1-minute break to being down here is where the 5-minute break is anyway, so that's okay. But let's see what we're doing here. I just don't like the fact that it hasn't closed below on this 1 hour. If this 1 hour candle had closed down here and then this was happening and then we closed below there, that would be a really good entry, because we took out this liquidity as well. I mean, that's probably going to close below. Or is it? Is it going to carry on higher? I mean, now it doesn't look like we're going to break 5-minute structure or 15-minute structure just yet. But we are in a 1 hour area, and in the 1 hour area we did break 15. We were bearish on a 15-minute. If we break structure now, potentially, you know, if it comes above here, even above here, then I would be looking for this type of thing to happen. But I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it today, guys, because it's Friday, it's the end of the week. It's been a bit of a crap week, to be honest, in terms of trading. I've taken a couple of losses, had a decent down Monday, but I've just been eating into profits with risking stupid percentages here and there, and just trying to revenge trade a little bit. I think I need to have this weekend just to kind of reflect, because you know, it's such a patient game, this, and it just looks to me now that the NAS isn't going to be kind to anyone on both sides of the spectrum, whether you're a buyer or a seller. There's going to be so many sellers in here now, so many buyers in here, you know, based on this structure here. I could just see this all being taken for the rest of the day. You know, we are still bullish on here as well. You know, we are in the EU area, which was that. So we've come into our area of distribution. So realistically, any type of redistribution we might be able to get an entry on. But again, you know, with it being Friday, there's a lot of imbalance left up here. There's still a candle that's not been mitigated. This could just be building internal liquidity. So, you know, realistically, that sits at 50%. I would argue that this is probably just internal liquidity. So we've come down here, taken out the lows on the external liquidity front. So external liquidity here has been taken. So this is how you would kind of look at it. There's a low, external liquidity. Now within there, you've kind of got internal liquidity, which that could be a way of looking at it. It could well work out from here. It could well work out from here, but it is a possibility that that's how it could happen. You know, you've got to be thinking money everywhere, liquidity everywhere. Where is the entries? What is happening? And yeah, that's, you've got to be trying to think like the banks. You want to be successful in trading, you've got to think like the banks. You have to think like the banks. You have to be thinking, where is the money? You know, 5-minute structures, obviously this here, and you know, it looks like we're about to respect that, but 15-minute structure still here. This is the high, this is the low. That's internal liquidity. Potentially, you know, I might be wrong, but so it looks like we are gonna push higher from this area. If we close above here, there's every opportunity we could get a trade opportunity. Maybe here. to come there as a 4-1, so the R&R is there. Closing above, still got a couple of minutes yet. 4 minutes to close there, that's the issue. This isn't going to hang around for 4 minutes, is it? This is the catch-22, because 1 minute structure is now playing really well. We've got 1 minute structure within our 1 hour area, but you've also got to consider the risks. Price to come down to your 1 minute candle, which is here. So this 15 minute candle is just basically being disrespected, so we'll get rid of that. But let's say actually 1 minute candle, well, on 5 minute structure, price is going to have to, in the next 3 minutes, come in, which will mean we won't get a 5 minute break. If the 5 minute break comes in, I think I'd rather wait for another bit of accumulation, but then also consider the fact that we are building liquidity right here. And it is cautious, but it is Friday, so you have to be aware of these things. You have to be aware all the time. I'm not trying to put anyone off trade ideas or anything like that. It's being brutally honest. So we are pushing. Got 7 minutes to close above here. 2.5 minutes. EU is reacting. I've got a 1 minute break, so you could, maybe you're looking at this, 3 pips, maybe get it to 4. So that low there, risk to reward. Maybe just come to this low. That'll be a 5-1. That kind of thing. See how that goes. I'm not going to take that, I don't think. But we have broken structure. So 1 minute has broken above. 5 minutes respecting still. Disrespecting there, it's fine. We've got another 7 minutes there. See what happens. I'm not going to take that, I think. Yeah, to be honest guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. I don't really like the price action that's happening. It is getting quite late in the day and it's Friday. So I am going to call it there for the day. I hope everyone's had a really good week trading. If you are looking to get in any trades today, I would just say be very, very careful. It is Friday, a lot of manipulation happens. If we get a close above here, we could get some redistribution to go higher. EU, you know where we are with it. Could potentially get in here. There's nothing really that suits me on GU. US30 extremely bearish. So I'm probably going to just let the weekend do its thing and completely unwind. I'm going to take my daughter to football in the next hour, so I can just reflect on the week really. But yeah, I hope you had a really good week, guys. We did get the 5 minute close there, by the way, so potentially some redistribution, reaccumulation in there if you're looking. But I'm not. I'm done trading for today. So yeah, happy trading, guys, and I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.